Well, welcome back to another episode of Misleading Fortunes. It's good to be back as always. Our next guest, I can't even tell you how excited I am about this, is a bona fide pop royalty icon, star, all the above. As one third of an iconic pop trio, she's helped define an era of British pop, selling millions of records, topping charts around the world, and giving us the kind of pop anthems that can make us all feel, well, whole again.
Hey!
But nothing can stop this atomic kitten. As founder and mentor of Morpho Records, she's championing the next wave of UK pop talent. While stepping back into the spotlight herself, her brand new single, Fantasy, has just dropped, a glittering slice of euphoric pop from her debut solo EP, Extraction, landing June 19th. Pop star, mentor, and a true survivor of the charts. And I am numb with excitement. Please welcome the incredible Natasha Hamilton!
That was a lovely intro.
It's really quite unbelievable to have you sat opposite me as a 35-year-old raging puff from Doncaster, working class. Sunny Donny. I was saying my parents probably have quite a vendetta against you because I used to pay £2 to get your Tide is High music video played on MTV, and I think one day I spent about £38 that my mum went absolutely off the walls. So it is very strange.
Money well spent, to be fair. God, do you remember them days? You had to phone like the box and all that. We used to phone in for our video all the time. Yeah. I want to see me on the telly.
You made your own way up to the charts. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'm so thankful you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Like, everything that we're about to do is so up my street.
Yeah.
Like, am I spiritual? I don't know what it is, but I'm open.
I mean, I think that's all you can be. As long as you come in with a bit of like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You might walk away and go, that man in that wig was absolute shite. And you might walk away and go, I'm going to call her every other week to get my tarot read again.
Well, I mean, I've had some incredible tarots in the past, but I haven't had one in a long time.
Okay.
So I'm ready for this today.
So you're not necessarily spiritual, but you are open to it.
Yeah, I mean, I was brought up quite like staunch Catholic.
Yes.
Like I was like Catholic girl, Church of Sunday.
Rosary beads, the whole...
Like school run by nuns.
Okay.
All girls school in high school. And so it was very like this, like it was a religion. And then as you get older and your world expands and you start learning about science and everything else.
Yeah.
But I've always just felt like there's something more to life.
Yeah.
And so many incredible things that I can't explain have happened to me in my journey through life. So hence why I'm a believer.
Yes. And you've had tarot before then?
I have.
And what was like, was there a bit where you were like, oh, this is just not what I thought it was going to be? Or were you always like, oh, I'm really interested to kind of hear what they've got to say? Was there something that somebody said that was like, that is so on the money, and how would anybody kind of like know that?
I mean, I've been to see spiritualists.
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, so me and my mum went to see someone in Manchester years ago. And it was so weird because a conversation we had in the car on the way there, they brought up. They were like, oh, you've been talking about this. And we were like, no, we were literally just talking about this. And we were told things that like just other people didn't know. It wasn't out there for anyone to know. So, you know, things have happened and I've gone, oh. With regards to tarot, I've had some incredible readings that have like given me loads of hope. And I do remember once having this tarot that was like, oh my God, everything, like your fortune is like on the up and all these amazing things are going to happen. And it was like the shittest 5 years of my life.
Oh my God.
But I'm open.
You can only remain hopeful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think it's like, where's your headspace? How do you interpret it? What do you make of it? Basically, take the good, leave the crap behind.
That's it. Exactly. You might walk away today and be like, I'm going to leave that at home. Yeah, I'll take that. And have you ever had one by a drag queen before?
No, this is a first.
A first for everything, guys.
Love it.
I love that. Well, thank you for being here, truly.
Oh, you're welcome.
So in front of us here, we have a few crystals. And it's always nice, I just think, for you to feel like you're maybe being guided by something throughout this next little section.
Okay.
Is there one that you're drawn to? Oh, yeah, already.
This one.
Yeah, I think this is such a beautiful one. You can take this one.
Okay.
Kind of like keep it with you for that. Do you know what it is?
I was going to say amethyst.
It is.
It is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's just a really calming crystal. It's good to kind of like sleep. There's a lot of healing properties to that crystal.
Okay.
So just over the next hour, just rub it all over you. Yeah, use it as a face mask, whatever you a scrubbing brush. It's
Okay.
yeah, so many things. But just pop it wherever you need. It's
I'm gonna
always
just leave
nice
it
to
on my
have.
leg.
Yeah, exactly. And before we kind of get into the crystals, I always think it's quite nice to talk a little bit about like star signs because it all kind of ties in for me. I have been known to be really good at guessing. I've gotten a couple wrong now so far, so my streak has ended, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I am going to give you a go,
Go on.
if that's okay.
Go on.
We always say this and then we intimately lock eyes. It's like I'm
It's like,
reading
I'm
your
trying
mind.
to tell you.
I've got like 2 in mind.
Okay.
And I think... Are you a Cancer?
I am a Cancer.
I can see it. I think you've got very sensitive qualities about you that I think a lot of people don't really understand. I think people sometimes see you as like this quite like loud, kind of chaotic, if I dare say. But actually you're a very calm, like sensitive person.
That's very true. And I think I'm a true Cancerian where I've got this hard exterior, like growing up in the public eye and in a world that was actually quite frightening as a 16-year-old kid, leaving behind a family and just landing in London. I kind of created this hardness to protect myself. And then I've been through like a lot of like shitty life experiences and like that hard shell just got harder and harder. And also I think Scousers sometimes get a rough time. It's the accent. It can be like misconstrued or it can come across as quite harsh. I mean, that's just how we are now, how we pronounce our words. But I am mushy, I'm sensitive, I'm loving, caring, like all those beautiful qualities that come with a Cancerian. That is me in abundance.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Liverpudlians often do get brandished as like quite aggressive sometimes because of the accent. But actually, I think it's actually more... I think for you especially, that you're quite grounded. I think you've been like you said, you've been through quite a lot and like you've had to kind of just be so sure in yourself.
Yeah.
And that like, I think whilst, that hard exterior is there, like knowing who you are has probably softened that over the years.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so nice coming back doing music now and being on my own. People get to see me. I get to relax. I get to chat. People are seeing different parts of me that maybe they haven't seen before. I feel like I'm a more unfiltered version, more honest version of me now, just because I've had time to grow and not really care on the judgment side. Like I grew up in a world full of judgment, like just like kind of projectile vomited at me.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm a woman now. I'm a woman.
Say it. I am a woman.
And if you don't like me, I don't care.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's not important to me anymore.
No, you've got your people around you, and that's where you need the judgment. You know, you still need people around you who are going to go,
You shit.
Yeah. This is not your best.
Yeah.
But
it's so funny because the first people I play my new music to is my kids, and they're like, it was a bit flat on the chorus.
Is this how you're really going to settle it? Okay, yeah.
And they're like, not as good as your other ones. And I'm like, that's my next single.
There's nothing quite so bad as being brought back down to earth by a child,
Honestly,
is there?
and they're always like, it's too long because they're this new generation of TikTok kids that can't cope with a song
7
longer than 2 minutes,
I know.
you know?
Wild.
But yeah, it does make me laugh. I go, okay.
Yeah.
Go and have a little cry.
I was going to say, can we re-record this? Yeah.
But I do put it out. I put something out recently. It makes me laugh because, you know, if I was balancing my career on my kids' judgments, I'd bloody never leave the house, you know? They're brutal.
I'd never get in a car again. No.
You're not wearing that, are you? Yeah. Why?
Oh, well, let's get into these cards.
Okay.
Let's see what they're going to say. Hopefully they don't say anything like your kids do.
Be kind, cards. Be kind.
But before I kind of break them, is it okay if you shuffle them? Just kind
Sure.
of like transfer your energy into them. So many people struggle to shuffle these cards. It's actually quite funny to see. But
They're wide, aren't
they
they?
are wide, yeah. They're not a normal deck.
I was going to say something rude.
Please say it. Perfect.
One more.
Oh,
Just fancied one more.
go on, yeah. Thank you, my love. So we're going to kind of read past, present, future today. We're going to pull 3 cards.
Okay.
And just talk a little bit about what each one of those mean, how it kind of relates to those areas of your life. And just kind of see what happens.
Okay.
I always let the cards kind of jump out at me. I never try and pick a card.
Yeah.
I love how intimately we're just like...
I know, I'm getting like, I'm just feeling into the energy.
I like that. See, I think it's this space. It's just kind of, I mean, looking at my gorgeous face, you know, always feels like we're on a first date. Oh,
it's quite intimate, isn't
it? It is, isn't
I
it?
like it. And I'm like stroking my rock. Some Dr. Evil weirdness going on over here.
Don't worry, I won't stroke my rock. That'll be a very different podcast, I think, Natasha. Oh, there we go. See?
There we go.
Wow. Okay. Do you know much about the meaning of the tarot cards themselves?
Not really, no.
Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got the King of Pentacles reversed. So it means it's facing me, not you, which kind of gives it a little different annotation.
Okay.
But nothing's... It's always when the cards fall first, everyone's like that.
Death.
Yeah. Everyone is so scared of the
but
death
I know
card.
that also means rebirth, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too scared about that.
And I always say that there's really is never anything negative. I'm not ever going to tell you that like you're going to have the worst next 5 years of your life. It is all about, there might be something that shows that feels like it's going to be like an opportunity or a challenge to kind of change direction.
Okay.
But I'll never tell you that something bad is going to happen, even if I see it. No, I'm joking. So we've got the Five of Pentacles
Is
in
this
your
past or past? Okay.
Yeah, which actually is really interesting because the number 5 itself represents kind of challenges. It kind of
I thought you were going to say the boy band.
No. So you know 5 really well, yeah. But it does really reflect on like challenges. It does reflect it in the Pentacles. It means more about like kind of your physical life. So materialistic things, your home life, maybe like people around you. But actually what I see it as more for you in your past is obviously kind of this step into fame really quickly, probably stunted a lot of things in your life that were really good. I feel like as a child, there's a really strong connection to like your immediate family, like your mom, your dad, do you have a sister?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. And I think your loyalty to them was always really like, it felt, I think when you first kind of stepped into that new world, it felt like that was the one thing that had dropped a little bit, or it felt like you weren't able to give them that loyalty that you had done for so long. And I think that probably really kind of like messed with your head a little bit, because whilst you were away, it felt like you weren't giving that part of yourself to those people that needed you as well. And I think that was kind of really a struggle for you there.
I think it was a massive struggle to my parents.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm off.
Yeah.
But also now as an adult, looking back and analysing everything that's ever happened, I wish I'd have stayed closer to them.
Yeah.
Like removing myself so much and staying in London and getting like a flat there and staying in the hotels really took away that stability that I had. And so life got crazy.
Yeah.
They were my anchor for sure.
Yeah.
And when that went, it was like everything just went crazy.
Did you used to like send them money or send them gifts? It feels like there's a real sense of like you trying to do something to overcompensate for that like feeling of not necessarily being able to give them that personally.
Always, like I've always, as much as I could, try and look after my family, whether that be like gifts or money or like I bought my mum and dad a house before I even bought myself a house.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually can't imagine what it's like because it really did go from zero to hero. Because am I right in, you weren't one of the original members of Atomic Kitten?
I am the original.
You are the original, but before they kind of got famous, there was somebody else in there, wasn't there?
So before the brand had the name Atomic Kitten, Heidi Range was part of the lineup. Then she left. You'll have to ask her for the reasons, I don't know.
But I mean, yeah, you were the original Atomic Kitten, and that went from...
It was like 2 years of growth. It was like 2 years leading to the top. And those 2 years were probably the funnest in a sense that we didn't have so much pressure on our shoulders.
Yeah, okay.
People were a bit like, who are these kids? Like, they're a bit mental.
Yeah.
I think once Whole Again happened and the fame came with that, it was like life really did change properly then forever. And we never really had felt like we didn't really have any safety, I suppose. It was quite chaotic.
And you were still very young.
Yeah, I was, 18?
Yeah, and we don't know who we are at 18.
No.
We think we do.
Oh, I didn't have a clue. I spent 2 years just copying what Kerry did, to be fair. I was like, she's the eldest.
That was your first mistake. No.
What's she doing? She's like, she was so like over the top and like in your face. Naturally, I wasn't that person, but I was trying to like keep up with the Joneses, like they say. Liz was quite, I think we were all a bit brash, you know, and Liz ain't that person. I'm not that person. But I think because she was like the leader of the pack, should we say, she was like the first, and the like the energy that everyone always said that's what Atomic Kitten was about. Then you're just being that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't me at all.
And this is, I really don't know where I'm about to go with this, and this could be absolute insanity what I'm about to say, because maybe it's because we're just speaking of the word kitten. But were you close to some kind of cat when was there like not in your house, was there like a kitten or like some cats that you were like close to outside of their space that like was your natural home, or like
my nan?
Your nan
was Kitty.
Okay, really? Her name was Kitty, or she had a kitty?
Her name was Kitty.
Okay.
So,
and you were close to her?
Yes, we were super close.
It feels like at points you were more influenced by her than kind of like sometimes like your parents, or like that felt like a real bond that you really heavily invested in and that you really like relied on.
I did, but my nan wasn't around. She passed before I got into the band.
Okay.
But I know, like, she's my guardian angel. She's been with me through it all.
Yeah.
For sure. She definitely has intervened at times when I've needed guidance.
Is that the kind of spiritual stuff you were talking about before? That's so interesting.
I've got goosebumps.
Yeah, same. These are the moments when I always go, I can actually do this. Okay. Yeah. And so her name was Kitty.
Kitty.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why is there something saying she's attracted to a cat? But she passed away when you were quite young.
I was about 10 when my nan passed. But she has visited me.
Yeah, I really get this, like, I don't know whether she's here now, and I literally just said I never speak to, like, people who are gone, but, like, there is an energy of, like, this really kind of, like, brash woman who...
She was.
Who like, just knew what she was about, never apologised for who she was. I feel like she kind of put the family to rights a lot of the time, like, the real rock of your family, and kind of, like, when she passed... she knew that baton had to be passed on to someone else. And I don't know whether I'm feeling like that baton, like, spiritually has been passed on to you. It's like, there's a real sense of, like, you've taken not her place, but that kind of, like, throne of being, like, the matriarch of the family. And I think people trust you. Your mom trusts you. Like, your family have, like, put a lot of faith in you. Not only in the physical sense of, like, finance, but just, like, emotionally. I think you've been forced to be a woman a lot sooner than maybe you would have been if you lived a normal life.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people now rely on you to kind of like keep them in check.
I feel like I am an anchor point in the family. Like if there's ever anything happening, like it's me organising it. It's my house that everyone comes. What was that?
Oh, I just got like a little... Oh, something just walked over my grave.
Oh
God.
Yeah, it's I'm the hub. For sure, and I take pride in that responsibility. But I just feel like my nan's here all the time, and I also feel like my baby now, who I called Kitty after me nan, I feel like she has some kind, like when we're at home, she'd be like, "Mummy, what's that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Oh, what's that over there?" Or we'll be talking and like she'll kind of go like this, and then she'll walk into another room and be like, "Mummy, who was that?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. But I love that doesn't frighten you.
No, I don't feel like there's any like malignant, nasty energy.
No.
There's just something else out there that I can't explain, that I've experienced, and I feel like Kitty is now experiencing.
Wow.
And then I'm like, it just makes you wonder, like, what's it all about?
What's it all about? Sorry, I had to break that down. That was wild. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it is really wonderful because, again, I do, like, in the Five of Pentacles, again, we've talked about challenges, but, like, there is also a lot of, like, what the kind of five, when we're counting, like, from 1 to 10, that's how the kind of cards go. You're talking about that midway point a lot. And I feel like a lot of those challenges that maybe you felt when you were younger, even before the band, let's say, like as a child, it was never about feeling like you weren't enough. I don't feel like there was ever any kind of like family, like there was no like hate there, or there was always a lot of joy within your family and like a lot of space to be who you wanted to be. But maybe those challenges were just around kind of like getting to that next point for you. And then when you got there, you were like, oh shit, this is not quite the point I thought it was going to be. It just kind of like escalated so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, challenges wise, like a kid growing up in the inner city of Liverpool with, you know, I had a mixed race dad. I was the ginger kid with braces. I stuck out
And
like
you had a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, thank God I could run fast, honestly, because I was running for my life a lot, and that's not even a joke. So like music became my escapism. And when I look back, I always said I want to be a successful singer. So I wanted to go on the cruise ships. I wanted to do cabaret and travel the world, like get away from the inner city and like live this traveling life and travel the world. Obviously, I got one step further and ended up in a pop band. But it's like nothing will ever prepare you for that, because it is quite a lonely world. You go from this chaotic day-to-day life, and then I'm living in a hotel room for 2 years. So that door closes. What have I got? I've got the telly. I've got room service. I don't really know anyone. All my mates have gone to college or to uni. It's like you've lost the connection to your roots.
Yeah.
But then what am I supposed to do? Because I am lonely.
Yeah.
So then you start like going out and meeting people. And yeah, I think I made some poor choices with the people who I had around me, because I was going more for, what's the word I'm looking for? We weren't aligned, I don't think. I had a lot of people taking the piss out of me and wanting to be my friend for like the wrong reasons, or choosing the wrong boyfriends. But it was just, I had to make myself feel safe. So that was like having people around me.
I was going to say,
whether they were wrong or right.
Yeah, when you're still learning about yourself as well, like how are you not expected to make those mistakes?
I didn't have a clue.
No.
I was like, wronging? Yes, come. Come be my friends.
Hotel door open, stay for... Yeah, I get it. I think even in the industry now, like you see those other people making those same mistakes that you did, I'm sure, and you're just like, come to me. You know, I feel like I feel the same way even in like the drag community. You know, you see like a young 21-year-old put a wig on and you're like, come to me, but they need to learn their own way.
Of course. And when you've got money and success, it's just crazy how you're just this magnet to shit. Yeah. You are.
I know everyone thinks it's a dream, it's kind of like glamorous life, and actually if you got, it's not.
And that's why, I'd prefer people to wait for that fame that little bit longer, so you learn more about yourself.
Yeah.
And what your non-negotiables are.
Yeah.
And you've had a bit of life experience to be able to suss out, what's right and what's wrong, and like just what is good for you. I think for me, it was just like I'd take anything, because I think I was lonely and insecure.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which is two terrible traits mixed in.
And then again, not being around your support, not being around your rocks. Like
my mum and dad were there, they'd be like, piss them right off. They were so brutal. But it would be too late. By the time they'd meet certain people, they'd already be like so deep into my network and so close to me. They'd be like, oh God. There's so many times. It wasn't like, oh, we told you so. But there was a lot of people who they were like, when they did finally go, they were like, thank God for that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Did you ever listen? Did you listen to Barry White as a child? Okay.
Why?
That just came to me.
Yeah. So Barry, we used to have like my dad had the most incredible sound system, even though we lived in a terrace house. He just loved his LPs, and we had this like stack system. And it was like Barry White, Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire, like all that funk soul, just like R&B, lots of like sound of Philadelphia. Like the music that I grew up with was so rich and like, wow. We considering we were this Scouse family, we never played the Beatles, which I know people will go, what?
Blasphemy.
I learned the Beatles from the karaoke in Benidorm.
Where most people do, yeah.
When people would get up to sing, I was like, oh, that's the Beatles. I just had this like really rich musical culture. Plus my great-grandfather was this like famous jazz guitarist in Liverpool who unfortunately I never got to meet because he passed away. But that's like where the musical gene comes from. And I did, like, oh God, maybe 30 years ago, finally hear some reel-to-reel footage of him playing the guitar.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like well respected in Liverpool, and I did want to learn the guitar, but I went to a Catholic school and they would only teach us hymns. And that got boring after a few weeks.
Not quite
I was
the
like,
same, is it? No.
Yeah, come by all.
That was quite a wild 15 minutes there.
Yeah.
I've never really experienced I don't really experience that kind of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know why I said Barry White. That's going to sit with me for a little bit.
But when Barry White died, I cried like a baby. I was on tour with
Really?
Atomic Kitten when he died. And I just felt, I used to have such a affiliation to that music that made me feel grounded and at home, that when he passed away, when I was away, I don't know, it just felt like I experienced quite a loss on that.
Wow.
That's weird. You've picked that up.
Oh,
There's some energy going on right now.
There is some energy in here. I can feel it too.
Yeah.
Like I'm shaking a little bit. But let's move on. Let's see where we go. Because we've got the King of Swords next,
Okay.
which kind of like brings us into your present, which actually is really kind of apt because you are at current kind of like real in this position of taking charge. You have created a new record company. How is that, first of all? What is that like for you?
50% terrifying, 50% like so inspiring and just like making me feel like I'm stepping into this like warrior version of me, because I think, is that okay?
You're literally like, it feels like you're on the horse, like leading the pack. And the swords is a representative of like creative kind of like charge. It feels like you're in a position where that creative flow has finally really clicked. Like you're like, oh shit, this is what it's always been.
Yeah.
What it's meant to have been.
And I've really tried to stay away from that feeling as a self-protection thing for years. And then lockdown happened, and then you're just left with your thoughts for a long time. And I'm like, it's music. I have to go back.
Yeah.
So it's been like a slow journey. I mean, it's been 6 years now, but I've kind of just promised myself that I'm not going to play small anymore. And I don't know where it's going to take me. And I do have
I'll tell you.
Okay. I have days that wobble, but then I'll get an email off someone talking about what we're doing with Morpho and how like important it is. And I'll go, this is why I'm doing it. Or I'll speak to like our artist that we've signed, and I'm able to pass on my knowledge to him. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So I've always got that little devil on my shoulder going,
of course,
don't do that. And I've promised myself that no amount of fear is going to stop me from doing it. I'm just going to keep going.
God, this is wild. And I can honestly, it's so interesting it's the King of Swords and not the Queen or any other, because it sits more with like how you feel about it, how you finally have realized your capabilities in this. And there is so much emotional attachment to it because, like you said, you've probably been harboring this for such a long time. But now you've like kicked the door open and you're like, hey, this is it. This is what I'm going to offer. And you've got your team behind you, but you're not hiding behind them. You're like the one standing in front, like leading it.
And that used to like 12 months ago, I was like, like, how do I talk about this? I was putting so much pressure on myself to deliver this perfect businesswoman musician crossover.
Yeah.
And I thought one day I was crying in the house and I was like, I am going to make myself so sick if I keep putting this mad amount of pressure on my shoulders, because no one knows what it is when they're in it. You learn that over years, you learn it over time. So as long as I'm just learning and one foot in front of the other, the things I don't know, you outsource, you build your team.
Yeah.
And I just keep doing what I can do.
Yeah.
And, you know, some days I'm always really tough on myself. I'm always like, oh, I should be doing more and I should have this and I should know this. But I'm also in an era where I'm promising myself to be kinder.
Yeah.
Like,
to yourself.
To myself.
Yeah.
And that really, just being able to show myself that love.
Yeah.
Is amazing, because it does make me feel better each day. And I like, you have to be your own champion. I think this world is so fucked up.
Oh my God.
And it's a minefield to navigate with like any part of it. I just feel like if you're not giving yourself the love that you need, you ain't going to get that from anywhere else.
No.
So like, just be kind. Be kind to you first and foremost. Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, it really does feel like, you said about learning a lot of things, but actually I think a lot of it is also about unlearning a lot of things. Like you've come from this kind of, you've thrown into this wild thing and you've actually been a part of that for a long time. It's not like you did it for a couple of years and then we're like, you were a part of that world for such a long time. And actually, I think now you're coming into your own. Like, it's not about learning everything. It's about going, oh, that's the conditioning I had before. And that's why I think it's so interesting that it's the King of Swords, because it is you actually going, no, fuck this. This is my thing. And this is where I need to be. And I'm going to do it my way. But not in an aggressive kind of like, it's in a like, I need to do this for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it feels like you've ever really felt like you've ever really done anything for you. And this feels like you are, I don't think you've ever had anything on a silver plate. I think you've worked incredibly hard to get to where you are right now. But it really does feel like this is the first time in your entire life that you've gone, my God, this is actually mine. This is for me.
And it's all a confidence thing, isn't it? Because I've had 5 kids, and as a woman who has been a breadwinner for my children for many years spent as a single parent, then having to be in an industry where when you have a child, basically your career stops and then it's like you have to rebuild again. And it just felt like I was like on this like escalator. I'd go up and then I'd come down.
Yeah.
Then I'd go up and I'd come down. And, you see the men who are beside you in certain scenarios and they just keep going. And like divorce, going through that, like my whole world fucking crumbled. But then you're looking at someone going, they did quite well there. Nothing stopped for them. And, they've been able to carry on. And like, it took me 7 years to recover from that, like financially. Then there's the mental impact of all of this that's going on.
And the social, like your name gets tarnished and thrown around in the papers and all of that.
Absolutely. Like you can't do right for doing wrong.
No.
Like people won't see me as, well, there's certain people who won't look at, wow, what an incredible mum. Look what she's done and look at her kids. They just like to label you and be nasty little shits. So, life has been like, there's been so much stop and start and begin again. But then I'm trying to begin again in a career that really, like, I enjoy, but it's probably not my soul calling. So now I feel like doing what I'm doing, it's like, this is what I always saw myself doing from a child. That's like my soul. It's a part of me. And I'm getting to do it now on my terms. And it's really not easy because it's hard for me to carve this new path as Natasha Hamilton when you've been a part of something as big as Atomic Kitten. Yeah. Like, people still call me Atomic Kitten.
First, last
name.
name.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, it's Natasha.
Yeah.
So I'm going against the grain. I'm trying to create a path in the world where actually there isn't a path for me.
Yeah.
But I'm at a point now where I've gone, right, well, let's build the path. I'm going to do a Dorothy.
That's it. Literally, you're putting your own bricks down.
I'm laying the bricks one by one and let's see where that ends.
I mean, it's really beautiful. And if you don't, can we talk about, because I mean, the last 10 years for you as well, like, for me, one of my favourite moments of your life, if you don't mind me saying so, was Celebrity Big Brother.
I knew you were going to say that.
And this is, I will play it for you after. I do a mix of your best bits of Big Brother, where I like mix your quotes with songs.
What?
Honest, I have performed it for the last like 4 years.
How do I not know about this? I know.
And it is one of my favourite things. You screaming, stop shouting, why are you running up your fucking voice? It just was, and I never imagined we'd be in this position, sat opposite each other, but I always wanted to know for you, what was that like, because I'm like, crazy. I think for some people it goes one of two ways. You either do it and you're like, what an amazing experience. I feel like I've learned about myself. Or you come out and you're like, I fucking hate people. I never want to see anyone again. Like it just seemed like we got the best and worst of you. And I'm thankful for that because I love to see it. But what was it like for you?
It was really difficult. Like the whole lead, like me losing my shit with You Don't Have to Shout. Like I was at my bed. I shared a bed with Gail Porter for nearly a month. And my bed, like where I lay, was right next to the bedroom door. So every night for nearly a month, I've got pissheads coming in and out, the doors banging, shouting across the room. So I'm like, if I'm not staying up and I want to just sleep, I can't sleep. You can't sleep. It's like everyone else's noise.
Yeah.
Which drives you insane.
Yeah.
So I'm like sleep deprived, and there's been loads of bullying, and the bullying started with other people. Now I was bullied as a kid. I was bullied quite badly at school, and I've always promised myself as long as I'm still breathing, if anyone ever starts on me, I am not going to back down, and I will defend myself. I will defend others. I'll defend my kids. I've had my kids get punched, and I've run round to people's houses like, no, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a confrontational person, but when I'm put in certain situations, it's like you have to retaliate.
Yeah, of course.
You have to shout, or you have to let people know that I'm not a dickhead. Don't take the piss out of me.
Yeah.
And like there was like really strong characters in there who just wanted to bully and suppress, and they were nasty, horrible people. And I was the only one standing up.
Yeah.
I was like the voice of like the people in there, you know what I mean? Like it just got ridiculous. And then the whole Austin thing, I lost my shit.
I remember when it happened, and I think the whole of Britain just sat and went, good for fucking yeah. Because you were right, it was quite an intense season anyway, but like...
It was horrible. But you know what for me, the best part of all of that was the ding dong, the witch is dead. Do you remember that? When
God!
Farrah got kicked out, and we were skipping round going ding dong, and she'd been put into a room. I mean, that's as a Big Brother fan, I was like, that is TV gold.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the top 2 celebrity Big Brother seasons that I've ever watched. Like there was not an episode where it was like, I
kicked off on everyone, I think.
Yeah.
They just couldn't cope. It is intense. And
would you ever do it again?
No, would I? I've been totally honest. I did it for the money, not for the clout.
No.
Because I think I did an okay shoot when I come out, because I was like the last girl standing. And then I was like, okay, just leave me alone now. Like I need to go and
breathe, and have a big drink, on my own. Yeah.
It was intense.
Yeah. Do you know, when I was a kid, it was the one thing I always wanted to do. I lived in Australia for a long time, and I auditioned and I got through to the final round, and I was like, this is it, my dreams. And I remember I didn't get it, and my boss at the time was like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you, because you in a room with 12 people who you will not like and will not like you for a month will destroy you. And after watching so many scenes of it, I was like, I would be horrible.
It's hard because they're constantly pitting you against each other. And it got that bad for me that I was put on bed rest for 2 days with high blood pressure. I mean, it's not worth your health.
No.
Never in my life have I had high blood pressure, but I was so ill. My head was pounding. I was dizzy. I just don't know what's wrong with me. And it was just pure stress.
Christ.
Because it's like being at school on acid. Yeah. Like,
like 7 years crammed into 1 month. Yeah.
It's like,
oh, it's horrible. Yeah. Well.
And then there's Janice on top of it. Where you just go in.
And that is the nail in the coffin that you needed. Yeah.
Happening.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Although she was entertaining.
I mean, listen. Right, let's get back into the cards, because our last one is the King of Pentacles, where we're going to talk now a little bit about what's coming up for you. The King of Pentacles reversed. So again, we've got another king, which is really interesting, because it really does mean that you are like the front runner here. The King of Pentacles means a lot of stakes in finance. There's a lot of like good fortune coming to you. And I know you've just said triggered. That's probably triggered you from your last tarot, but it's reversed.
Okay.
So it does mean that the work has to be the priority. Mm-hmm. It's not going to come out of nothing. It does mean that like there are going to be times when you often question there. I think over the next year, there's going to be 2 points where you feel like you've made a mistake.
Just 2?
No. But I mean, where to the point where it's affected
Okay.
something big enough that you're like, do we need to reassess this? Is this right? And both times you need to move forward and carry on because it is going to soar. But I don't think it's going to be like
easy.
No,
but it's not.
It's already not.
It's already not easy.
And I don't think it's going to get easier. But you have to remain as secure as you are now that this is the right decision. Because if you falter and if you don't, there is opportunity for it to kind of crumble beneath you and get so overwhelming that you kind of just need to give up on it. I think even if that does happen, you will come back to it. But I think this idea of like physical strength and like knowing that you've made the right decision and consistently maybe assessing the people around you on like a work level is going to be really like vital in like making sure that the decisions that you make for your company, and again, really reiterating your company is what's right. There is massive like success here in this card. Like there is like you can't really get a better card when it comes to like physical success than the King of Pentacles. You're sat on the throne of success, but the reversedness of it means that like I think there's going to be some points in that time where you maybe also have to step off that throne and kind of get back on the saddle with the sword and lead that fight again. I think your entire life has proven that it's never going to come easy. Yeah. But I think you already know that like it's worth it. Yeah. And I don't actually think you want it to be easy. I don't think you would
wouldn't mind if it was.
Yeah, but I don't think you would feel the weight of that success if it came at you in a different way.
I just feel like people who know me and who've supported me and who followed me will see the nearlies. I've had a lot of nearlies, but never quite since AK. But they see the passion and the determination and the grit that I put into everything I do. And I do genuinely believe it will come to fruition and it will pay off. And everyone will be like, yes! Like, because it's been many years of just
hard yards.
It has been hard, like in lots of different ways. And
I think this morpho is not a nearly. It's actually not ever going to be a nearly. I think it already is a success in its own way. I actually think it's going to get like bigger. And I think the opportunities that you're going to give people in this industry are going to be the same opportunities that were given to you, but in such a different way. I think you've learnt from all of those things that happened to you. You know what should have been different. You know how you wanted to be treated. You know what needed to happen to make you feel safe and secure, and those things didn't happen. And so for you, like your legacy is going to be creating that for other people in this industry.
That's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to give them a home, but like it be a family and the duty of care. Like we care. Like when people sign with Morpho, they get a mentorship. Like it's non-recoupable. We front that.
Wow.
We're giving because you deserve to have something and not just be taken from all the time. I wish I'd had mentors and mentorships when I was younger to be able to navigate the life that I was about to experience and make better decisions and feel more grounded in the world that I was living in. So everything that I felt like was missed, I'm trying to recreate, as you've just said, with Morpho. And I am living in this world which is very male dominated. And also, as a founder of a company and as a business, the opportunities that female founders are given and like the investment that we get is minuscule compared to a man. I do feel like if I was a man doing this, whatever I was looking for and needing and asking for would have been given to us in abundance by now.
That's when it would have been easy.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's been many hurdles where I've gone, oh my God, like there's a version of life here that's a lot simpler than what is happening. But then what is my legacy? And I am at that age where it's like, I want to give back. I don't want to take the easy route. I don't want to be just sat at home.
No.
Doing the occasional heritage show of a weekend. Like there's more of me to give, and that's a lovely life and it's an easy life, but that's not where my heart aligned.
You can see that. I think because you've you've also like done like different TV appearances and all of those, and I think they're really good. And I think it's also like that those things I think now you see as a need to support this. You know, this is, and I think over the next 10 years, the word easy doesn't come to mind, but the word balance does.
Okay.
And I think there's a real strategy in like you knowing where you need to be and at what times and for how long, and finally like feeling like you've achieved knowing when and where and what and how.
Okay, that's good. I do have better boundaries by a mile.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have all this success at the detriment of my family or my relationships. I've never in my life had personal relationship and career like that.
Right.
It's always been career, loads of shit, or relationship, career shit.
Yeah.
And I've never felt like there's never been this balance, which I'm hoping this is what I'm stepping into now. Like, because obviously I've been with my husband 10 years this year.
Amazing. Congrats.
I'm like, has she cracked it?
She's cracked the code.
You know, and we're like best friends, and he's so supportive of me. He loves the kids love him. He's a great dad and stepdad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know when I'm looking at the stresses that we go through, we can't let work be detrimental to what we've built over the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens, you know, life takes over, you start going, because you're stressed, finances, whatever. But this year I've been very aware that I don't want that to be detrimental to what I've built.
No.
And put all my energy in.
That's exactly it. You have already built something very successful, and that is your family.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, really take heed of that knowledge. Like, and when I talk about balance, you know, we often look at the scales. There's so many scales for you. There are literally like it's one that can lean this way and this way and this way. And all of those are going to weigh out. And there will always be times when they're kind of like rocky, and there's always going to be one time where you put a little extra stone in one and it feels. But I think it really does feel like that you finally get to kind of take a deep breath.
Okay, that's nice.
Do you know what I mean? And not even just like okay, back to it, where you can like, you really can see it in like a physical sense of like, I feel like there's that moment where, you know, like at the end of a movie where they like sit with a cup of tea and they're like, we've done it. It's that.
Oh, that would, and I'd love that, because what is life about? Like, what I'm at that point. I'm constantly going, what's it all about?
Yeah.
I've got an Alfie as well, and I used to sing that song to him, and he used to cry and go, "Mummy, no,
not Cilla Black."
Yeah, no, Mummy. He hated it. Like, what is it all about? And I want to be able to enjoy my family and enjoy work, and yet nothing like. There's no perfection 365 days a year, but it's learning to get uncomfortable with the uncomfortable moment and not letting it like freak me out that much that I run.
Yes.
Because I have been known to do that. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm out now, bye.
Yeah. And
it's too uncomfortable.
No, but that's, I think you have learnt that. You already know that about yourself. But that's not for you anymore. That's not your story. Oh my goodness.
This is nice.
You've come, like, I mean, it's so weird to say that you've come so far. You know, I've watched you. But like, it really does feel like that's not going to stop. And I think there's just a real beauty in like you finally feeling like what you're doing is made for you. And also just knowing that you've done that. That's not been offered to you. You've done that. And I think, it's only going to continue into the future in like the success. And just remember like, that sometimes you will just need to take a minute, kind of assess and back to it. No running, you know. And
that's that's the beauty of the pause in life. When that steam train's coming at you, you've just got to go. Yeah. Just let me have a pause, because I like to shoot from the hip and go crazy and say things and then go, oh, like, what have I just done? Yeah. But I'm learning to embrace the pause and come back to it and be like, okay, so how can I deal with this without, you know, shaving 7 years off my lifespan, you know, with stress?
I do that. I'm like chain smoking outside, so I'm like, I don't even smoke. I'm smoking 10 because I'm stressed for a minute. Before we go, my darling, would you like to ask one question that's like maybe yes or no, or something that you've kind of thought about that you're like, I would just kind of like to see what's going to happen here?
So that was very much business and morpho, I feel like. So I want to ask about my music career.
Also, can I just say, truly obsessed with Nom.
Thank you.
Yeah, really, really amazing. Your music career. Oh. Anything specific or just where it's going to go?
Music. What do I want from my music? Am I finally going to be able to tour properly as Natasha?
Ooh!
If this says no, I'm going to cry.
We're going to cut this podcast out.
Because I'm sweating.
We've got the Four of Cups.
What is this?
Natasha Hamilton will be touring as Natasha Hamilton sometime in quite the near future.
Yeah.
I think the Four of Cups is a sign of real stability. I think you've really found your music niche. I think you found where you want your music to go. And the Cups, I think, is a real sign of like manifestation attraction. I can see you at like Mighty Hoopla. I can see you doing festivals. I can see you kind of like feeling like that is maybe a first step back into that touring and maybe doing like I feel like Liverpool is going to be that needs to be the first.
Yeah.
Do you know what
That's where I'd like to do my first show.
It needs to be the first and the last. Like I feel like for you need a full circle moment. And I can see it happening over like a few months and it not be like maybe an everyday tour, but like where you feel like, again, it's part of that balanced kind of circle. But yeah, I think you are going to have like a bit of it's going to be a confidence thing for you to feel like you can go out on stage as Natasha Hamilton and deliver a full tour as that, because I think maybe that's where you still, those little niggly voices in your head tell you that that's where you can't do it. But that actually is going to be a strength for you. I think people are and you've got to remember that there is a whole generation of British people who not only loved you, but loved what you were about, who still love you and love what you're about. And you get to now show them the new side to you and they will want to come and see that. And I think it's going to be a very, very exciting thing for you. I'm not saying it's going to be like the biggest thing of your life.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to start and end in Liverpool. And I think you need to take it as not necessarily a career move, but as a personal move. And I think it's going to elevate you into like the next phase of like your music career, even though I feel like as a creative, you've already finally found what you want to be.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. It makes total sense. Because I know how the systems work.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like, Natasha's going out on an arena tour for 12 dates. Like, no, I'm a realist. I know how it works. But there is that power of nurturing what you have. And like, as long as you're releasing the right music, and I stand behind every song, like I'm so proud of my new music. But I really cannot wait to be like Natasha Hamilton, not Atomic Kitten's Natasha Hamilton.
Absolutely.
And I love where I'm from.
Of course.
But the time's moved on, and I need that for me. It's like, can I be me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is something around nostalgia and like wanting to keep that like feeling. But this does feel like, no, this is about creating something that is very separate to that part of your life. Because in my head, I was like, oh, maybe you do like an Atomic Kitten mix. But I actually don't know if that would. I don't think it's right.
I think it's a starting place, but I think there has to be an end goal.
Yes, yeah.
Where all this time and love and money becomes something that makes sense.
Yes. Absolutely.
Otherwise, I might as well just flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, exactly. That's not what you're going back out into the world for.
Yeah.
So the focus needs to be on. But yeah, I think I really do see this for you.
I don't think I'll ever like not do Atomic Kitten. I think it would be weird. Like, I think Whole Again just has to be thrown in. But you know, in what way that is done at a live show?
Yes.
Like, let's make it interesting and exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. But that can't be the focus. That's not what you're out there for. Like you said, it's not Atomic Kitten's Natasha Hamilton tour. This is Natasha Hamilton, period.
Yes.
Okay?
It is. Okay, that's nice. Sometimes I just think it's like, is it hope? Is it faith? You just need that something that keeps you on that path, knowing that
Yeah, because
go in
this is me
the
just
right
telling
place.
you still have to do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not now just falling. You still have to kind of want that and hope for that and keep working at that.
Absolutely.
But, and I really don't think it will take away anything else. I think it's only going to embellish everything. So use it as that. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Oh, good. Well, Natasha, honestly, thank you so much for being here.
I need to hear the song.
I'm going to play it for you. I'm
Okay.
going to play it for you. This has honestly been a dream come true for me. Like to sit with you.
Thank you. This has been wonderful, and
I'm
it's
really
been a nice
happy.
pick me up. That I've actually been putting off tarot for a while. I'm like, oh, I'm so scared.
Well, you know who to call now.
Yeah. No, thank you very much.
Well, we have a little gift for you as well before you go. Just something that if you ever do need a little like pick me up, or you need to go, what did that weird woman in the leopard print and the Sharon Osbourne wig say? You can look back at this and know that. Oh my gosh, my tummy just rumbled crazy.
Was that your
Yeah. You can look back at this and just remember all of these things here.
Oh,
Or watch the podcast.
What is it?
Just a little crystal to say thank you. It's a little rose quartz. And it often it's often about love, but I think in this sense, this is real, the love for yourself and the love for what you do.
And we just spoke so much about that.
Yeah. So
I'm worthy of being loved without needing to prove myself.
mic
Preach.
drop. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you so much. That is going next to my bed.
Thank
with my
you
other
so
crystals.
much. Natasha, you have been one of my favourite guests, so thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I've
You're
loved
so
it.
welcome. This has been another episode of Misleading Fortunes. And before we go, Natasha, would you like to tell everyone when your EP is coming out?
My debut EP called Extraction is going to be out on the 19th of June. So please pre-save now. And I hope you love it as much as I do.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will see you next week. But for now, bye.
Bye.